Hospice of Virginia, how are we? First of all, I'd like to apologize for not being there today in person. I promise you, Playmaker is my buddy. So I wouldn't miss this for the world if it weren't for a meeting I had to be at today in Dallas. But I know you're in good hands. John Blank is their #1 trainer. I've witnessed 3 of his trainings so far, and people had a lot of desires of what they wanted to get out and expectations of this training, and every time we left, they were all checked off. So I'm really excited for your experience with John. Secondly, with Kathy, I know she prepared you guys for this meeting and has really been working diligently with you out in the field to get comfortable with what you knew, and also to really be prepared to bring those questions to this training and make sure that those things that were frustrating to you got answered. Listen, CRMs, customer relationship management tools, are really meant for companies that want to grow. And obviously, American Hospice, and more specifically Hospice of Virginia, is in a situation that we want to grow. And we are growing. We teeter-totter over 300 census, which is outstanding. And I know in 2015 we're going to be, well above 300 with no questions, especially with all of you in the room utilizing the Playmaker CRM, focusing on growing new accounts, expanding in existing accounts, and continuing to look to better yourself as a professional. So, what are you in store for today? We're going to make you feel uncomfortable. We're going to ask you to do things you're not maybe have done in the past, but I ask you to keep an open mind. Between the laptop and the iPhone mobile app, you will be fully equipped to review sales call notes before going into a call, taking good pertinent notes after a call, and then later on being able to run reports to really see how effective you are at utilizing your time, effectively focusing on which accounts that you should be calling on based on the return on investment. There will be a lot of great things that come out of it. So I want you to first take this. This is your tool. This is not my tool. It's not Kathy's tool. It's not Beth's tool. It's your tool. It's imperative that today you take it away, that the one big takeaway is that this is your ability to grow and manage your business. There's no way with the amount of accounts you have that I see in Playmaker that you can remember everything that's going on in all those accounts to ensure that you're continually moving that sales cycle from relationship building to close and into consistently getting more and more business from them. So, if there's anything you take away from today, it's ACE. Accounts, contacts, and events. John will be talking a lot about that. There's so many cool things that you can do in Playmaker, but if you manage your accounts, you manage your contacts, and you're very effective with your events, you will be able to grow your accounts. You'll be able to grow new referral sources. You will be able to sit down with Kathy and analyze how many sales calls does it take for me to get a referral from a particular account? Where are my roadblocks? Where is there a similar account that I dealt with similar situations and I overcame it? Let's look in the notes and see what I did there a couple months ago so I can do it again. If you focus on ACE, accounts, contacts, and events, you will be successful today. With that being said, I think there's a couple things we want to clean up. One is when it comes to the different types of events. Kate Shaw and I went through and really tried to clean it up. You used to see scheduled sales call and unscheduled sales call. We brought that down and just said, okay, it's a little bit confusing. Let's just have sales call. A sales call is something where you walk into an office that you go to every Monday. That's a sales call. Something you put on your calendar as a recurring event is a sales call. Anything that is a preset appointment or a preset time to sit and talk with a referral source or someone of influence in a particular account you're calling on, that would be what's listed as a meeting. Those are the 2 biggest ones that I'm concerned with. All the others are nice tos, and if it works for you, by all means, utilize them. But those 2 will really be able to track for yourself how efficient you are utilizing your time. You're going to see some things from John in a little bit that talks about the amount of hours that are spent actually selling in front of the customer in a normal 8-hour day versus all the other things that are going on. We have a very finite window to make an impact. With Playmaker and utilizing it effectively before and after every call, you will maximize your time. You might even find more time in a given 8-hour day than what those statistics show by utilizing Playmaker and being able to run the reports to see what you're doing. The other thing is pertinent notes. What do you put in there? Anything that you find out in that given call that you did not know before should go into Playmaker. Anything you need to follow up on prior to or during your next sales call should go in Playmaker. Anything else is up to you. Remember, it's not for Kathy and it's not for me, it's for you. So we don't need you to write these big novels. It's really awesome when you see how great the voice to text works. And if it's not a perfectly well-written sentence, unless you guys really need that for yourself, I don't need it. Kathy doesn't need it. Remember, it's your tool. So make sure that more is not what we're looking for. Less is more is probably the best case scenario when it comes to taking notes, so that's quickly you're able to quickly go back before your next sales call and review it. If you write a big novel, obviously that's going to take time away from you. So if it's abbreviations, if it's shorthand, whatever it is, to know that there's no problem of understanding what is in there, then we're good. So remember, pertinent notes. What did I learn on this particular sales call that I didn't know before? And secondly, what do I need to follow up on either before or during the next sales call? That's what pertinent notes are. So with that being said, because of the investment that we're putting into Playmaker, because we know that Playmaker will help us grow, will help you be successful in your given territory, we did set up some minimum expectations. So we will run a report every Sunday. And on that Sunday, we will look to see if you did a minimum of 30 sales calls with documented notes, with pertinent notes in there. By no means am I insinuating that 30 sales calls is what your expectation should be in your given territory. That is a discussion for you and Kathy to have. Depending on drive time, geography, somebody that's out a couple hours away from Richmond, very well maybe 30 sales calls. Somebody who's more Richmond-based, maybe 40, maybe 45, maybe 50. That is dependent upon your territory, your routing, and what you and Kathy set up. So I don't want to mistake what your individual expectation for sales calls is versus the Playmaker expectation. I put it at 30 for a reason. If I put it at 40, we'd have instances where maybe you had a couple situations that caused you to have delays, and I didn't want you stressing about it every week. There's no reason why everybody can't get at least 30 sales calls in on a weekly basis, regardless of things that are going to come up. So, secondly, they have to have good pertinent notes. We'll run the report, and if you do not show 30, you'll have the first time will be what's called a mulligan. For you golfers out there, you know what that is. If you're not a golfer, it basically means a freebie. So the first time that we look in a given week, you don't have 30 sales calls with documented notes, you'll have a mulligan. The second time that happens, you'll have a written conversation with Kathy. And the third time it happens, you will not receive your commissions in that particular month that it occurs. Now, you're probably all like, well, you're touching my pocketbook or you're touching my wallet. I did this in a previous company, and in 4.5 years, we had one person under my team that did not get their commissions because they bought in to what Playmaker, or in that instance, a different CRM tool, was able to do for them. So I say that to you not because I want to take your money away. I just want to show you how important Playmaker is to your success, to Hospice of Virginia's success, and American Hospice's success. So when it comes to notes, if it was me, and my perfect wish is for you to do it after every call. Think about when it's the freshest. It's in your mind after that call. You don't have one opportunity to miss out on one thing that you learn if you do it right after. I'm a realist. It's not realistic every time. Okay. Do it at the end of the day. Because tell you what, if you wait till the end of the week, what's going to happen is it's going to become more of a tracking tool that for Kathy in your eyes than it is a tool for you to manage your business. However, with all that being said, as long as those minimum 30 documented calls are in Playmaker by Saturday night, you will not be on the list to show up that you didn't hit that 30 number. So after every sales call is my number one choice and really our expectation. Minimally daily, and in those weeks that got haywire, obviously you can do it by Saturday. But again, don't make that your habit because then you're not utilizing it as the territory management tool that it is for you to grow. At this point, if there's any questions, I would ask that you share those with Kathy. And then if she doesn't have that answer, we can definitely follow up later this week or early next week. I do look forward to seeing you guys on November 5th. We have a phenomenal opportunity with Care Advantage, a very well-known home health agency that I know you guys work with in many of your territories today. A strategic partnership with them is a fantastic marriage that could help us not only in growing our census, but improving customer satisfaction through the trajectory of their disease states. I am really excited to work with them, and I look forward to seeing you all November 5th in Richmond. Have an awesome training, and remember ACE, accounts, contacts, and events. Take care.